Here in the Modified Samples project, I have 5 tracks. Four are sound samples, which I downloaded online, and the fifth one is the resampling track, which was later used for recording and to export the audio. The first sound is the button click sound, which was first cropped because I saw that it was too long and it needed to be a little shorter for a button click sound. And afterwards the EQ8 and the compressor effects were put. The EQ8 was used to manipulate its frequencies, and the compressor was used to tighten the gaps between the high and the lower parts of the sound. For the bounce sound, the EQ8 was used again, but this time the glue compressor was used to give the sound lower frequencies to match with my arcade game. For the glue compressor, the dry wet and the makeup was lowered so that the sound is good for the users to hear and to have balanced audio for my game. The gold scored sound had the reverb and the glue compressor effects added to it. The reverb was to give it more echoes and to make it sound more arcadish, if you can say it. And this was done by slowing the decay time and adding the dry wet along with the density and the scale. The glue compressor was used to lower its sound due to the reverb having a great effect, and it made it much louder, so it needed to be lowered down a bit. Finally, the brick hit sound only has one effect, the glue compressor, because it was too loud and it needed to be lowered. And again, these sounds were all cropped down because they were too long for what I wanted to do. And as you can see here, these sounds, the button click, bounce sound, gold scored and brick hit, all match with the proposal I submitted here. And now I'm going to the background music. This is my background music project, and here I have the drums group, which consists of the hi-hat open and hi-hat closed, the kick, the snare and the clip. This is the effects group, which has the synthesizer and the bass in it, and this is the loop that I downloaded from Looperman. And going into the arrangement view, here I have my scenes, which made the final version of my background music. Here I have the drums, and into the drums I have the first intro sequence, and then the second section, which is a little bit faster paced. Here I have the synthesizer and the bass, which had a little time to peak to the consistent volume, and then stayed consistent throughout the music background. This is my background loop, and which is divided into 3 sections. Obviously, this is the starting part, which stays the same. Then when it lowers down, it goes into a loop which continuously does the same sound for better effect. And then here I have the continued version of the first part, which says the same until it finishes. And may I add that all of these tracks have the automation to fade out uh, in the last few seconds of the my background music, which is about the 1 minute and 20-second mark. And the automations I have are in this arrangement view, and here for the drums I made this part where it takes a little time to fade in, and throughout the loop I made parts which fade out and fade in back to make it for more effect. Regarding the synthesizer and the bass, I had them at consistent volume after they have been introed, and they fade out again at the last few seconds. And I made them consistent because I didn't want much going in the background, so it doesn't distract the user from playing the game. For the background music, it also takes a short time to intro, but then it has two parts where it fades down and then fades back up. And as said previously, they all fade gradually in the last few seconds. I also have automations for the return tracks, for the effects, which are reverb, compressor, and multiband dynamics. These were used in the background music. The reverb was used to give it a little kick to the loop and give it a small echo, which is barely noticed but makes a good effect along with the others. The compressor was used to lower the sound of the effects, like the synthesizer and the bass, because sometimes they were too loud and they needed to be lowered down a bit, and uh, this was done by lowering the threshold here and the ratio along with it. The multiband dynamics were used for the drum rack to make them sound more interesting, so it wouldn't make for a boring loop, though the drum rack wouldn't be always the same. The high and low frequencies were altered a bit until I heard that they sound like how I wanted them to be. And for my modified samples, I have the automations on the effects that I made on them, which can be seen here. For the reverb, the glue compressor, the reverb again, and the delay. This was done to make the sample sound more interesting, obviously, and to make for better and engaging sounds. Regarding the exports, here I have my WAV files, which are the button click, the brick sound, and the goal scored. And here you can find the background music. The bitrate for this was I think it was about 1.411.2 kilobits per second, and the sample rate was 44,100 44.1 kilobits, and you can see here I have the final folder, which contains the mp3 folders, mp3 files along with the background music. And the game, regarding the game, here I have the intro of the background music. When I click it, there is the sound. The right player is controlled by the mouse, moving up and down, and the left player is moved by the W and S keys. When they hit, they make a bounce sound for the first level. The game finishes when a player scores 3 goals for the first level. For the second level, there are obstacles, but they are controlled the same. But the difference is the brick sounds. They make the brick sounds when they hit, and the level finishes when a user scores 5 goals. So I let the game finish. The background music is always playing in the background. This is the third and final level, which have moving obstacles, and this has the goal scored sound effect. This level finishes when a user, one of the players, scores 8 goals. And here you can click and sound plays. For the two effects using the background music, these are the parameters that I changed here. For the reverb, I changed the gate time, the dry wet, and the density to make it have a little echo at the end, as I said before, but I don't want it to sound too high. The compressor is used, and as said, to lower the sounds. The multiple dynamics for the drums um, to make them sound more interesting. As I saw that they were too. It had the same loop for around the 1.5 minutes, so I wanted to change it a bit. These are the channels with the tracks that I have in my background music project. The scenes for the arrangement view. I think that's it.